Hey guys, how's it going? So the final Rise of Skywalker trailer just debuted last night. Still tonight for us. It's, well, not really. I mean, it's 1:30 in the morning, technically. But that's not important. What is important is that I got my buddy here, Corey, from Kessel Run Transmissions, and I will drop a link to his channel down below. You'll be seeing a lot more of this guy, my new roommate.
Yeah,
and
now stalked you officially.
Yeah, so you'll just see him off to the side, just stalking me in the corner of corners of videos like this. So this is crazy because this, guys, this is the final trailer for the Star Wars saga. Everything that began in 1977, the first trailer people saw of the Tantive 4 chase, this is the final trailer of the saga, unless, I mean, in 10 or 15 years they decided to do yet another trilogy, because, I mean, Star Wars ended with Return of the Jedi, then it ended again with Revenge of the Sith, and now it's ending again with Rise of Skywalker, so we'll see if that's the case, but...
40 plus years, man.
40 plus years.
That's so weird to think about.
It's a bigger culmination than Endgame was. I mean, this is not 10 years of the first successful cinema. This is 40 years, 2 generations of the world whose lives were changed. Our lives completely changed because we grew up with episodes 1 through 3 and the Clone Wars, and this is a big moment. And this
very emotional final trailer too. Yeah,
no, I mean the trailer is in many ways an extension of everything we already got with the first trailer, and there aren't a lot of big, shocking moments necessarily, like there were, say, in the D23 footage, where they did show a vision of Rey turning to the dark side. And you don't really have moments quite like that in here.
Right.
And it's not the final Force Awakens trailer, but it's still incredible.
It's up there. It's up there in terms of trailers, for sure.
The emotion, the scope, the scale, it's pretty phenomenal. And so we just wanted to record.
Yeah.
We already did a reaction on his channel. I'm not really into doing reactions, but I sat it out for him. We're just going to talk about the trailer. I'm just going to get it going. We're just going to talk about it, get the volume down to a reasonable mark here, and just get going. And so, Lucasfilm logo, absolutely iconic.
Classic.
Lucasfilm Limited, Corey.
Limited.
Yeah, so this is definitely forced.
Love that. Love that transition.
Yeah, like you were saying, it's definitely like a lot of, it's like
Lara Croft.
Yeah, like Tomb Raider vibes, and
100%.
Really makes you, it gets you back in the mood of when Rey was scavenging inside the Star Destroyers on Jakku. So it's really cool, and a really nice shot of Finn as well,
harkening back to the TFA days in the desert.
And this, if this is a shot from Endor, oh my god.
It looks stunning, dude.
It's if that's Endor, it's one hell of a force.
Yeah. Definitely
a force, like I said. This shot is interesting to me inside this base. I don't know where this is, but I was saying on your podcast that it's like you could literally take this shot and then tell somebody it's from Rogue One, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back,
right?
And it's like it looks the same.
Yeah. And
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for this film.
I think it's a combo.
Yeah. Either way, you've got 3PO in there and Billy D as Lando once again, talking to Poe, which is exciting. This shot of Rose Tico and Connick's back there, and the new actor, I forget his name.
Yeah, from Lord of the Rings.
Yes. He
Dominic Monaghan.
It's just hard because I'll never forget the Last Jedi's trailers never even giving us, I don't even know if Rose really barely even appeared.
No, she wasn't
in the marketing, and so you know it's hard to look at Rose now, considering her character hijacked so much of a movie that really didn't belong to her, and Last Jedi is littered with so many problems. I mean, of course, Kelly Marie Tran didn't deserve any of the hate, and that was all BS and really awful. But I'm just hoping she doesn't hijack this movie too. But that's a great shot.
Good people will fight if we lead them.
That's cool.
Yeah, this shot of what looks like the Tantive 4.
Yeah, it does.
Certainly the same freighter. I mean, it is. I would imagine it's probably the Tantive 4.
Yeah.
I'm pretty shocked the Tantive 4 is even functioning anymore at this point, but hey, man.
It's true.
That's gonna look great in IMAX. Oh my god, looking up through the trees at the tank.
Oh, dude, so many of these shots in IMAX are gonna look stunning. That shot, even.
The water shots. Oh my god. On board the wreckage of Death Star 2. Yeah, this is now this line from Rey.
Yeah.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
People keep telling me they know me, but no one does. Corey and I were literally just having a conversation about this before recording here, and it's hard because, and we were talking about this a little bit on your show, you're working within a universe where, yes, someone can be born powerful in the Force, right? But the rules have very clearly dictated that said person, whoever they are, even if they're the chosen one, born of the Force to restore balance for 30 years, after killing seemingly the most evil dark side user out there, or if you're Yoda, you know, alive for 900 years, there has to be some kind of training. And 1 year is not enough, and it's tough because it's kind of like JJ and crew sending a message to the audience. Basically, it kind of feels like, I know that of course they will more than likely give us a lot more detail about Rey and who she really is and whatnot, because you have to.
Yeah.
But in this trailer, it almost gave me a very mixed. It's like it's like giving mixed signals, because you're also saying, you know, you don't know who I am, and you're not going to, so deal with it and move on. It doesn't matter. Sort of still semi-clinging to the idea that having a character show up, barely go through any personal trials or failures, and then become massively triumphant in everything they try to do. It's hard, man, because that's not a character. That's not real. That's dishonest. And it's not that I hate Rey or hate Daisy Ridley.
Yeah, because we should reiterate that. Like, we love, like, Rey is a character I've always loved. You know, and we've talked about this before.
Yep.
And finding flaws in characters doesn't mean that we automatically hate the character or what, you know, the story or any of that, but you bring valid points to the table.
Yeah.
On how they're developing her, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I could not disagree more with the people who have relentlessly bashed these films, but the point is just that she is the only character in this trilogy who is lacking development. You could say the same about Finn and Poe in many regards, but many ways, but
I'm due.
Yeah, it's a stunning shot.
Best shot of Kylo Ren in the series so far. My God. This is really cool because this is actually apparently it's seemingly, you look at this and we all thought this was in the middle of a massive body of water. But if you look close at the formations of the rocks beneath, they are not reflections.
Right.
So this is actually floating in space, apparently, or floating in orbit of another planet. Who the hell knows? Because you've got that city off to the left that we saw in the first teaser.
Right.
And so this is exciting. This is the type of creativity I wanted to see in the sequel trilogy. Very excited for this location now. TIE fighters swarming, reminding me of Rogue One as we cut to Palpatine's new throne.
Looks crazy, dude.
Man, this guy has been plotting and scheming for decades, and he's just like, yeah, I'm going to have a really, absolutely horrific looking throne. I'm going to retake the galaxy, and he's going to have a kick-ass throne while doing it. That looks surreal. That looks like something out of Legends. That looks like something
it really does. Yeah, it does.
It looks like something Darth Krayt sat in.
Yeah.
I mean, incredible.
And the scale is pretty insane on it, too.
I can't wait to see him sitting in that throne. Oh.
There it is, coming out of the ground.
The Star Destroyer rising up, breaking through the surface. It's exciting, but it's... How?
Fill with the troopers, right?
And then this shot... Listen, man, it was exciting at first. When the first glance, it's the Millennium Falcon leading thousands of ships for the new Resistance Army, and it's like, hooray! And you've got the Ghost over there on the right, Rogue One style. Once again, you're just never going to see who's in it. Same deal.
If that's even the Ghost.
If that's even the Ghost, may just be the same style ship. There are noticeable differences on the ship if you look at the markings.
I would think it's the Ghost, just for continuity's sake.
But Corey, this shot's a mess.
It is a mess, yeah.
This shot doesn't make sense. Because if they're facing down that Star Destroyer fleet,
That's what
Palpatine's Star
we're
Destroyers,
assuming that's the case.
We're assuming
but
that's the
It
case.
has to be.
Yeah, I mean, what else would warrant that kind of a response?
Yeah.
Right? And even if it's not, any AA guns, like, could you shoot up into this swarm of ships,
Right.
hit one, and knock out 10?
Yeah.
Either this is the tightest formation we have ever seen in Star Wars, and they are all just strategically inept, or this is a really weird but yet somehow visually satisfying, messy angle.
Yeah.
You're coming together.
It's really cool to finally see Rey, Finn, Poe, 3PO,
Last film.
yeah, all of them together. It's about time. It's almost like this is how it should have been the whole time, and we should have focused on the new characters we had instead of giving half of one of the movies to random side characters.
It's true.
This fight on on the debris of the second Death Star, seemingly
Yeah.
incredible. Looks phenomenal.
Looks phenomenal. Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
no Battle of Mustafar.
No. Nothing
But-
will ever. No, dude, nothing's gonna touch that.
Is your undoing.
No idea what ship that is, but it looks great.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir. At my friends.
That's a powerful line.
I felt the little kid in me crying watching that the first
Yeah.
time. I mean, just
It breaks your heart.
that is the best part of the trailer for me.
Yeah.
C-3PO is at the center of all of our hearts
Yeah.
as Star Wars fans, and
3PO, we were talking about this, but R2, 3PO, Vader, when you think of Star Wars, the general audience, Star Wars fans, a lot of times you'll go to characters like that.
yeah.
And this is, it's a big deal obviously when Han and Luke died, but 3PO is in all the films.
He's a legend. Him and R2.
He is Star Wars, like 100%.
And they have survived and they have seen all of Star Wars. They have
Right.
been there for everything.
Yeah. Clone Wars, Rebels, everything.
I mean, they are the soul of Star Wars. And if 3PO exits the franchise here for good, I just really hope R2's in the room.
Yeah, what happens?
And it's concerning because in this shot, he does not appear to be.
See a battle droid.
We do see a battle droid.
At my friends.
I don't think we can see it here. Oh, there it is. This was exciting.
Yeah.
Didn't notice it the first time watching the trailer. Realized it on Corey's show.
Yeah.
There's a battle droid on the wall off to the right.
That's the first visual prequel reference we've
This has been one of my biggest gripes with the sequel trilogy. This bizarre need to distance everything from what already exists in the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. Why is there never anything or any object or species in the background besides Chewbacca and the obvious ones that remind you we're still in the same universe? Mm-hmm. I mean, in The Last Jedi, you had to really look hard in the back corner of Canto Bight to see one gray Quarren.
Right.
Takodana, Maz's castle, there wasn't a single familiar species. Sidon Athano, the Crimson Corsair, he had like a Kalish helmet, if you read the visual dictionary or whatever.
Right.
And this is JJ finally remedying that, and I so appreciate it because we now have Rey, Finn, Poe, 3PO, all of them in a room
Clone Wars era.
with a direct link to the Clone Wars right there on the wall.
It's phenomenal.
And it's
needs to be
subtle,
more,
but
though.
it's something. It's
definitely something.
It's already more than
Yeah.
The Force Awakens and The Last
Right.
Jedi.
Right.
Because it's directly in the shot. It's right there.
Right.
In this droid workshop, this foundry, whatever it is. But my God, I'm not ready for C-3PO to die or be destroyed.
And it's weird saying that because I've always thought 3PO was annoying.
You're annoying.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I hate him. I don't hate him.
At my friends.
And I we were talking about this as well. Taking one last look at my friend, if he's maybe regaining his memory somehow, if R2 is showing him things,
yeah.
3PO looks like he's hooked up to something. Who the hell knows what the context is of this scene? But imagine if, and it won't happen, if we get to see a small montage, taking one last look at my friends before he goes, but not just looking at them, but he's also seeing Anakin, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka.
Yep.
He's seeing the Jedi. He's seeing the original trilogy
Clone
team.
Wars.
He's seeing Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie when they were all young. And then he comes back to reality and looks at them. It's impossible without a ton of CGI and digital recreating of the actors.
Still
and
possible, though.
de-aging, it's possible, but it won't happen. And that's going to forever remain a dream. And will also be my headcanon if they don't say otherwise.
Yeah, somebody will make an edit.
This shot of Poe, Chewie, and Finn storming this hallway. That looks
sick.
so...
That's going to be a fantastic shot.
So much fun.
Destiny of the Jedi.
That looks like so much fun, that sequence.
That shot of Lando,
Yeah.
like I said, is when he's realizing that he gets to take the Falcon, that Han's dead. He's like, yeah, I got the
Yeah,
Falcon.
all my buddies are dead. I got the Falcon back. Oh, man. He's like, I didn't even have to attend Han's funeral.
Nope.
Just got the shit back free of
He's
charge.
thinking of Han dead, go laughing.
Oh, man.
Screwed up.
So, Corey, it has now been 30 years since the end of the original trilogy and a whopping 50 years since the end of the Clone Wars.
Right.
And nobody has repaired the Y-Wings.
One person. Nope.
We are now... We're like at 30, 31 ABY here.
Yeah.
And these Y-Wings are still shredded.
The same. It's pretty bizarre. It's pretty bizarre.
Looks incredible, though, the shot. This looks surreal, because, I mean, as a kid, this is just like kind of an offhanded idea that you have looking at these massive ships, you know, and especially playing the Battlefront games and glitching out of the cruisers and dropping down onto the other ships. What would it be like if these characters were able to run across one of those Star Destroyers?
Right.
And here they are on space horses, because we need more Earth-like creatures in the sequel trilogy. It's not like we have enough
Yeah,
Earth-like
excited about the
planets.
horses?
I'm not excited about the horses, Corey. I don't care if they have weird-looking faces. They're still just horses. And
It
it's
looks like
kinda-
Avatar horses.
It's lame. But it looks like fun. And visually, this Star Destroyer sequence, oh my god.
Yeah.
The track here. The soundtrack of this trailer.
Rey and Ben. Death Star 2 ruins.
Yes, sir.
Emperor's
in the throne room. Inside the Emperor's throne room. From Return of the Jedi. They are visiting the Death Star 2 ruins.
Yeah.
Officially. And this is exciting, man. Because I could not help but feel like we missed out on something looking at the Force Awakens concept art. Seeing that they were going to take a dive into the wreckage of the throne room, and they didn't. But now it is happening in Rise of
rectified.
Skywalker. Yes, sir. So looking forward to
It's
this.
fantastic.
Oh my god, what happened in that room, man? And there's
Rey.
Finn. I was not expecting Finn to be present
No,
for
that's
this fight.
that shocked me.
Yeah. And Rey, of course, that's all
That's his
Finn,
line.
Finn does when Rey is nearby. is scream her name. This shot,
Dude.
there's a lot to unpack from this shot. First of all, how visually satisfying it is.
Yeah.
Because you've got Rey and Kylo Ren with his helmet on in a well-lit room,
Yep.
destroying this plinth, housing Vader's, his destroyed helmet from Return of the Jedi, the burnt helmet. And Rey is holding a dagger.
Yep.
Some kind of Sith dagger, apparently.
Yep.
So this is exciting.
Yeah.
Because either they are fighting and are surprised they just burst this thing and destroyed it and
They
demolished
just
it.
destroyed Vader's mask, dude.
Or they're
That's
working
huge.
or they're working together to do this. One of the two. And
They got to be working together. I don't
it
see them.
looks so cool,
Yeah.
the two of them in a well-lit room with Kylo Ren with the full helmet on. Oh, there's something so satisfying about this shot.
It's a very Clone Wars-y shot.
This shot of the trailer might be my favorite visually. I think it is 100%. Them going across the Star Destroyer from an angle from behind and seeing the rest, seeing more of the ships up in the sky, the darkness with the... visually, that is just absolutely stunning.
There we go. There he is.
And
Palpatine.
there's the man himself, Palpatine confirmed and in the flesh, not just a dark side Force ghost spirit or a Hot Toys figure. He is actually here,
Yep.
facing Rey, seemingly connected to some kind of Jimmy Neutron style chair,
True.
with some pipes and things connected to him. Palpatine doesn't appear to be in good shape from the side. maybe that'll change in the movie. But I part of me hopes that it doesn't, and that, I think, a good point that was made on your show tonight, Corey, was that, you've got the most powerful dark side user that has ever lived.
Yeah.
And the only way that somebody with what? Kylo Ren, 10 years of experience working, using the Force, Rey, 1 year, could contend with him is if he was severely wounded.
Right.
That is the only point in which that makes sense.
Or if I like how somebody said in the show tonight in the comments about how George originally had Force ghosts helping Luke at the very end of Return of the Jedi. And I think it would be very cool if we get that here as well.
Yeah, if we get Anakin or Obi-Wan, Ahsoka. Not Ahsoka, sorry, Yoda.
Luke.
Ahsoka doesn't make sense. No. She's just on my shirt and
yeah,
with Anakin and Obi-Wan. And
Luke makes the most sense to come.
Fresh my mind. Yeah, Luke I think is a given.
Yeah.
The Force will be with you.
Always.
Yeah, dude. What a line.
This might be my favorite shot of Rey of all time, but not just because of how powerful it is in the traditional sense, with Luke saying the Force will be with you and Carrie finishing with always. Corey and I were talking about this. There's something almost transcendent about this shot. This is the conclusion of the Star Wars saga.
9 films, Clone Wars.
Across 40 years, 2 generations, millions of people, millions of lives changed forever.
Yep.
By these films, by this universe, by this franchise, by this phenomenon. And it's almost like we're not even at the film yet, but they're sending us off into the future.
Right.
The Force will be with you always. There's something more transcendent about this shot than usual. And I don't even care how deep or ridiculous it may come across. To me, those are just the raw emotions that I personally feel were delivered here with this final shot of Rey.
Yeah, I feel like that was pretty deliberate.
Because there's fear in her eyes, there's concern, but she's still standing tall with her lightsaber.
Right. It's a great shot.
And the logo's blue.
It is blue. Did you know the tickets went on sale?
Yeah. They did.
They did.
And we're going to have a quarter-life crisis, which is coming in December. So December 19th, 9 p.m. is when I'll be seeing the film in Kansas City with a bunch of the best guys I've ever known. And I cannot wait. It's going to be an incredible winter moving forward here. And in 2 weeks, beginning with The Mandalorian, we will have Star Wars to look forward to every single week until the end of
April.
Up until the end of April, yeah. Up until the end of April with the finale of the greatest animated series of all time.
Greatest series of all time.
Greatest series of all time.
That's correct.
We don't even care what you think.
Nope, we don't.
Bye.
Bye.